Hiya, folks. Sandro here again, and today we have quite a doozy on our hands. So apparently, Velma's now just a lesbian. Like it just keeps happening with Warner Brothers. I don't know what the hell this company's up to. Every character from Warner Brothers now, they're either making them gay, they're making them date if they're white, they're gonna end up dating like either some kind of I don't know, minority or transgender or whatever. Like, no character is safe. Every character has to be altered and some SJW woke shit. It's just disgusting to see. We actually have two articles today. One of them's about this one right here, and then there's another one about James Gunn saying, trying to out virtue. Oh my god. But anyway, yeah, we'll get to that second one in a bit. But first, we'll start here. So this is on the comicbookresources.com, and so it says, yes, Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated's Velma is a lesbian. Producer confirms, and that's by Noah Dominguez. I have no idea. That sounds like a Mexican name. I don't know how to freaking pronounce that, but so yeah, Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated producer Tony Cervone confirmed Velma Dinkley was written as gay, though they could only show so much 10 years ago. So she was. So here's the thing. She was written as a lesbian, but she never. It doesn't seem like she actually was in the show. They just like sort of alluded to it, and I actually. There's a quote in this article, and I went to go check. We're going to go see in a bit, actually. We'll get there. We'll get there. Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated producer Tony Cervone confirmed a long-standing theory. A theory? Who was theorizing about this? I don't think so. I think they're making this shit up right here. Long-standing theory. By explaining that the show's incarnation of classic Scooby-Doo character Velma Dinkley was in fact written as a gay woman. So again, she was written as what she was supposed to be one, but they didn't actually make her one in the show. They just kind of like BS this shit here. Cervone interjected during an argument between two Scooby-Doo fans in the comment section of an Instagram post. Could we open that? Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Marcy and Velma Mystery Incorporated. I obviously don't represent every version of Velma Dinkley, but I am the one of the key people that represents this one. We made our intentions as clear as we could 10 years ago. Most of our fans got it. To those that didn't, I suggest you look closer. There's no new news here. No new news, and why are you bringing it up? and also, I don't like... I don't remember. Here's the thing. I watched all the episodes of Mystery Incorporated. I don't recall. I mean, they had a friendship, but like I don't remember them ever like kissing or anything like that. So they said they alluded to it, but they never actually did anything. So it kind of reminds me of like Hey Arnold, where like in the actual show they just kind of like slightly alluded to, or well, I mean slightly. They probably. There was some hints there. There was some pretty, it was, everyone knew about it, but like you could, but then in the Hey Arnold movie years later, then they made the teacher actually gay. I covered that in one of my old videos. Actually, my second video on this channel, SpongeBob. What was that teacher's name? Mr. Stevenson or something like that? Yeah, it was something like that. But anyway. So yeah, I don't ever remember, like maybe it was there, but I checked one of the things. We're going to look into that in a minute. I guess they were friends in the show, but I guess they're trying to say blah, blah, blah here. After the show, they're like, yeah, it was obviously gay. I don't know, man. If it didn't happen on screen, it's kind of, people are saying like this is one of those J.K. Rowling things where it's like after the show's done, it's like, and you never actually like alluded to it, or like it never was like confirmed. But I don't know. I'm not a fan of this decision at all. But let's close that and go back to the thing here. So that was the Instagram post, which had depicted Velma and the character of Marcy Fleech in a romantic relationship. One commenter decried the post on the grounds that Mystery Incorporated saw Velma in a relationship with Shaggy. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he was. She was in a relationship with Shaggy, 100%. And all the other versions of like Velma, or like almost all of them, except for another one now, apparently. Velma was just like she dated actually in the Scooby-Doo movie too. I'm pretty sure she ends up with like a guy too. We're going to talk about that in a bit, but yeah, so she was in a relationship with Shaggy. Like almost all the versions of Velma ever have like always dated guys, and this isn't like, I feel like because it didn't actually happen in the show, this is kind of like BS, you know? Like, I wouldn't necessarily count it with, like, you know, she didn't really, like, have a relationship with Marcy Fleech. It was just, they were just friends in the show. Like they said, the Warner Brothers denied, I think it said that, like, Warner Brothers denied them, or like they couldn't show it 10 years ago because, you know, kids TV was actually sacred, where they didn't show nonsensical politics and all this woke shit. But yeah, let's keep going. So yeah, she dated Shaggy in the show. So to me, that says like at least she, and actually I remember like she would continuously like flirt and like try and get Shaggy away from like Scooby. And so like it seems like she was straight, like pretty, or like at least bisexual, right? Like she was throwing herself at like Shaggy, and yeah, I remember like all these episodes, like she was, you know, trying to get his attention and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know, this is super weird, but yeah. So she was with Shaggy, and wait, where was it? And while another cited previous relationships about the show pertaining to how Velma and Marcy were ostensibly both bisexual, and how there were plans for Velma to break up with Shaggy, but it never happened in the show, I don't think, right? Like she does in the show, doesn't it end up with Shaggy? But like, no, the whole universe gets like rebooted or whatever at the very end. Yeah, so it was kind of. Oh no, these were just fans that were arguing. Okay, it is at this point Servone chimed in. I've said this before, but Velma in Mystery Incorporated is not bi. She's gay. I don't know. She was throwing herself pretty hard at Shaggy. I'm telling you. Go back and watch those earlier ones, man. The producer wrote, "We always planned on Velma acting a little off, but they said planned. They said planned. They didn't actually do it, though, did they? We always planned on Velma acting a little off and out of character while she was dating Shaggy, because that relationship was wrong for her and she had an unspoken difficulty with the Y. There are hints about the Y in the episode with the mermaid, and if you follow the entire Marcy arc, it seems as clear as we could make it 10 years ago." Yeah, I don't really remember the Marcy arc. Maybe it was like a little, like I just remember them being friends, but like I don't remember any like escalation going anything further with than, you know? I don't remember them like, you know, holding hands or kissing or anything like that. But anyway, so it says right here that there are hints about the Y. So basically, it says here that Shaggy was wrong for her and that she had unspoken difficulty with the Y. There are hints about the Y in the episode with the mermaid. So I'm like, you know what? It's been years since I've seen an episode of Scooby-Doo. Mystery Incorporated, which is a very good show, by the way. I think it's actually the best. It's like the pinnacle of Scooby-Doo. It was the best show they ever made with Scooby-Doo, in my opinion. I've watched like almost all the cartoons. Probably you guys should go watch it. Anyway, so yeah, I actually went back, tracked down this mermaid episode, and I wanted to see if there was an actual like hint, if she was. You know, it says there are hints about the Y in the episode with the mermaid. So I wanted to see if there was actually hints. So I watched the episode, and I found the hint that he was talking about, and it's honestly so vague that like it's BS, you know? Like it's a load of hogwash. Like you would really have to look into this one. So I'm actually gonna play it. I actually have it right here. Right here. So I'm also gonna put up one of my channel's mascot. I don't think I've talked about this too much, but got this mascot right here in the corner. I call him Pumplots. And then this up here is Hamstar, because he's a little hamster with a star. So just to avoid copyright strike, which hopefully doesn't happen. But I'm going to play this now. Wait. I should probably say, so in the episode, it was like a whole these eco-terrorists were, this mermaid, it's so hard to explain. There was basically this mermaid, and she wasn't actually a mermaid. She befriends Velma. You know, they become friends, and then she shows up in her room and everything. And she's like, I need your help, Velma, because no one will believe me about this, like, eco scheme that's going on. And it was like, what was it, an oil? Something about an oil thing, and then they were going to drill. I don't know. There's a whole thing, but like let's basically, if you're wondering what the hell this mermaid, this guy, Scooby and the gang just saved this guy, and this mermaid or like siren creature was like basically helping Velma, but she was in disguise the whole time. And let's just play it. Just some context. Whoops. I'm going to go back a bit there. I totally forgot to turn the volume up. Hold on. There we go. Okay. So that's the, just in case you guys want to watch this yourself, Scooby-Doo, Season 1, Episode 20, okay? So here we go. So this siren tells Velma... Hold on. This siren in the episode, before she reveals herself to be a human, or a mermaid, whatever the hell they're calling this thing, she basically befriended Velma, and Velma thought she was an actual mermaid, which is very, very out of character, because like Velma usually always disproves this kind of shit. Like, if it, you know, like I feel like Velma wouldn't have fallen for this, but like the writing in this episode is really iffy. Anyway. Yeah, so she's not a mermaid.
Introduce my lovely wife, Amy Cavanaugh, ordinary human and professional commercial jingle singer.
Okay, so she's a professional jingle singer, and she's revealed to be a human. So she's a human female. Let's keep going.
Explains why your eerily beautiful singing voice made me want to put on deodorant.
Okay, so Velma's depressed. Now, for those of you who are going to be saying, "Oh, she's sad because she's a lesbian," and she that's not why here. She's sad because she thought she was actually a mermaid or a siren. She thought that woman was actually, I don't know, it doesn't make, this is so out of character. Like Velma would usually almost always debunk any kind of like paranormal shit. So this was a really weird episode, but she's depressed here, not because she basically thought she had a real mermaid friend, and it didn't turn out to be like a mermaid. So that's why she's sad about it. Okay.
Velma, you lied to me. You acted like you were my friend, and I believed you.
I'm sorry. I came up with the mermaid character out of desperation.
Yeah. See. So further, this isn't the part yet. It'll get there. But yeah. She came up with the mermaid character because, well, she's gonna explain it. Go ahead.
That my husband had been kidnapped by fish freaks, but they just laughed at me. Then asked for directions to the oil platform so they could add it as a stop on the Crystal Cove mystery tour.
So the Crystal Cove, basically that oil platform is like where the whole plot happens if you watch this episode. And yeah, so that's what happens there. So basically these eco-terrorists were going to like destroy, well, they're actually against eco. It's very confusing. You have to watch the episode. These eco-terrorists were going to like drill down and sell all this oil. So then her husband gets kidnapped. She tells the police that these fish people are going to like do all this bad stuff. And they're like, haha, we don't believe you. Fish people aren't real, blah, blah, blah. And that's why. So she comes up with this siren mermaid character, and then Velma thought she was a real siren or a mermaid, and so she's depressed. So then here's the part that quote unquote alludes to being a lesbian. Let's keep going.
I thought that if I could make it sound like one of your mysteries, you'd help me rescue my husband, and you did.
How do you even know about us?
I read your blog. I'm a fan.
Okay. Key thing there. Key thing. This is why it's so like questionable. Like this guy's like, oh yeah. This the creator of Mystery Incorporated said this episode that alludes to the homosexual Velma being a lesbian. Okay, this is it. Notice how she just said she's a fan of Velma. Okay.
Does that mean you're going to stay in touch?
If you'd like me to.
Well,
This is it.
whatever. It's your decision. But I wouldn't mind if you did.
Okay, so that was the whole thing there. So basically, she's a woman, and she's like, let's keep in touch. And then she's like, oh, I don't really care, but I'd like it if you did. Let's actually replay that. Hold on. Where is the bar? There we go.
If you'd like me to.
Well, whatever. It's your decision. But I wouldn't mind if you did.
Yeah, so there you go. She's like, yeah, let's keep in touch. I don't care, it's your decision, but I wouldn't mind if you did. And then you see her smiling, but she's not blushing. But here's the thing, right? So you might say, okay, this alludes to her being gay. But here's the thing. That woman, literally, the guy even said she's like a professional jingle writer, so she's famous. So you might say, okay, because she's famous, maybe Velma, might want to just keep in touch just because she's famous. Who knows when a jingle writer could come in handy with a case or something. But then here's the other thing. Remember how I said keep in mind that she said she was a fan of Velma's? So she's a fan, so that would make Velma happy that someone's actually like paying attention to her. Because this episode talks about Velma being alone. There's a part like earlier when she goes out all alone. You have to watch the episode, but like it talks a couple times about this episode about how like Shaggy wasn't paying attention to her because like Shaggy was choosing the dog over her and all this kind of crap. But look, it's a very like obscure, like the line is very obscure. It's basically saying like. It's basically saying she would like it if she would keep in touch because she's a woman. That's like the whole thing. It's kind of like if you guys have ever seen all the episodes of Legend of Korra and you know how the ends, how that show ends. Basically, they allude to Korra being gay because her and Asami were like apparently sending letters back and forth, and that's the only. It's one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, I'd love to keep in touch because she's a woman, but also this woman is married. So this, I don't know, the guy, he said here like, where is it? Whoop. There we go. He said here that there were hints in the episode with the mermaid. I don't know, man. Those hints. And she didn't even blush. Like, you could see it here. She isn't blushing. She's just happy that someone said, she's like, let's keep in touch. And I'm happy because you said I was a fan. Remember, she said she was a fan. So if somebody said they were a fan of me, let's keep in touch. Whether they were a girl or a boy, I guess I'd be pretty happy, right? Wouldn't you? Especially if you were like a mystery solver, like you were trying to get up in the world by becoming a famous detective like Sherlock Holmes or something. I don't know. The hint here, I don't know. The hint with the mermaid, it's questionable. It's very questionable. It seems like another one of those Legend of Korra things where they were sending letters and I don't know. And the entire Marcy arc. I don't remember it. Maybe I should have gone back and did some further investigation, but I don't know, man. This is another J.K. Rowling thing where it's like after the whole thing's done, let's interject some shit. So let's finish up. And then we'll go to that other article. So the fuck, that's not canon. Stop painting it to be. Just because they were similar stuff doesn't mean they're dating. Fuck's sakes, she was the villain in that episode, right? Besides, Velma likes Shaggy, and that's the canon. Yeah, that's, I don't know. I kind of agree with this guy, even though, so Forsaken Child, no, this is the guy, Tony. And then canonically in an interview, the director confirmed they're both bi and that Shaggy and her were meant to break up. I've said this before, but Velma in Mystery Incorporated is not bi, she's gay. I don't know, man. This guy, so it's one of those things where it's like, if it didn't happen 100% on screen, we always planned on Velma acting a little. Oh, I already read this. And so the Marcy arc, yeah. So there's the episode with the mermaid. So this is just the tweet that I just read. So despite apparently not being allowed by the network to address Velma's sexuality in more explicit terms at the time, Mystery Incorporated ran from 2010 to 2013, Sydrome explained. I don't think Marcy and Velma had time to act on their feelings during the main timeline. But post-reset, so what he said, the reset, in the very last episode, the whole like continuity resets, they are a couple. Here's the thing, it never ever fucking showed that, ever. If you go back and watch the episode, it literally just ends with like a whole bunch of villains laughing. I think if they really wanted to convey that Velma was a lesbian, they should have had that girl in the mystery van with Velma, and they could have been holding hands or something, but you cannot like it, but this was our intention. So again, it was their intention, they never really did it, kind of thing. So this guy saying that she's gay now kind of is like falling on deaf ears. I don't know, man. Even that episode, I just showed you guys in that episode, Velma didn't blush. In cartoons, a lot of time they showcase like when a character likes a girl or a boy, they'll do like a little like red thing on their cheeks, like blushing. She didn't blush. She just smiled after somebody called her a fan and said they'll keep in touch. So, I don't know. I don't like this. And then on top of this, we have this shit that just came out a few hours ago. And this is on TMZ.com by, it doesn't say who wrote it. Not sure who wrote it, but whatever. TMZ, which is an awful site, by the way. So here, let's actually turn that hamster off. There we go. And then Velma and Scooby-Doo, James Gunn wanted her explicitly gay, claims studio blocked it. I think good on the studio. Not every character needs to be gay or like gender swapped or race swapped. Good on the Warner Brothers, but Warner Brothers changed now. All the characters are like gay and in a relationship with like anyone who isn't white, basically. If you're a white girl, you're basically, or a white guy, you're basically ending up with anyone who isn't a white girl or a white guy. It's so terrible. It's honestly so terrible. They just won't stop doing it. They want to destroy and inject all their shit into like every cartoon nowadays. Just really sad. And what makes it even sadder is it's a children's cartoon. So let's keep going here. Scooby-Doo sleuth Velma is a lesbian, at least according to writer-director James Gunn. So he's making shit up. He basically just wanted her to be gay, but they said no. Who says she was definitely gay in his initial, but it didn't go through because they blocked it. So, which is good. So, 2002 movie script. Before the filmmaker rose to the ranks that directed the Guardians of the Galaxy films, he wrote the screenplay for the live-action Scooby-Doo and its 2004 sequel, Monsters Unleashed, and he said he intended for Velma to be explicitly gay. So Gunn was replying to a fan on Twitter asking him to return to the franchise and make a live-action Velma gay. And he claims he already tried. Like, who the fuck is going out of their way to... Like, what's wrong with fans? Like, who the fuck's asking for this? Go make a live-action where Velma's gay. And then he claims he already tried it. Like, holy Jesus Christ. I tried it. In 2001, Velma was explicitly gay in my initial script. But the studio just kept watering it down, becoming ambiguous. The version shot. Then nothing. The released version and finally having a boyfriend in the sequel. Yeah, she did. I think doesn't she marry that guy or like in the sequel, or maybe I was wrong. I don't know. It's been a while since I saw it. But We have this loser here, Viewfinder Film Club. Please make our live-action lesbian Velma dreams come true. Let's not do that ever. Let's just have the characters as they were, you know? Like, what about the original Scooby-Doo creator? Like, would that... I don't know if they're still alive. Who was it? The creator of Hanna-Barbera? Or he's one of the guys, right? One of the guys with the last name Hanna and Barbera? But, like, what would these people say? What would these people say if you asked them if Velma was gay? You know what I mean? Just imagine that. Like, you created a character. Imagine if you created a character and then 50 years later, these people were just, like, interjecting and saying that the character was gay. Like, how would you feel if they resurrected you and you had to come back and see Twitter and this shit? I would just be, like, rolling in my grave and then puking once I got out. Oh, my God. So yeah, Warner Brothers denied it, and holy Jesus, that's it. That's basically it. They want to make Velma gay. I say no, don't do it. There's already enough. There's so many gay characters. Like every other Cartoon Network main character is gay now. Like, can we just not do this to Velma? Like, please, like, for the love of God. But yeah, man, that's that. So there's that article, and yeah, that's it, folks. Let me know in the comments what you think about all this shit. I say no more. I've had enough. I've had enough of Cartoon Network, just like SJWing up the joint, going woke. Just let it end already. This SJW wave that keeps attacking. I hope it comes crashing and they just go woke and broke. That's it, folks. Sandro, see you later. Bye-bye.